The power of crocodiles. In this retreat, we get to go to the Nubian village, and they have pet crocodiles. In the summertime, you don't really want to hold crocodiles because they are in the midst of feeding and very reactive. And in the winter time, which is the time that we go, and we kind of come at towards the end of winter, and so you'll see here that they actually put a little rope around its mouth just in case it has a thought that maybe there's food out there. But usually the crocodiles we work with in the Nubian village, they actually don't have a tie around them. What's really neat about crocodiles is as we came into this, we asked the crocodiles, teach me something about my power. And so every person works through illusions and filters of fears that are keeping them from either seeing themselves in their power, witnessing their power, or holding them back from really being able to step into that. And as we come into the crocodile space, we start to automatically clear. What's really neat about reptiles and most animals is once you open up your heart to truth and seeing and connection, then they will actually start to connect with you as well. And they request you to remove some fear so that they can connect deeper and communicate with you. Reptiles, like snakes and crocodiles and things of that nature, they don't feel like they need to waste a lot of time with you. They don't say a lot of words. They give you feelings. They give you ancient wisdom, really. It's really about the base foundation of physical existence of who we are and embodying that physical aspect with our spiritual aspect, with our heart, with our minds, with our thoughts, and being able to manifest it purely through our bodies and our physical manifestations. And so a lot of the times, if you are only going to deal with fear and you're not willing to even see them as a being trying to connect with you, then they seem cold, they seem offish, they seem like they don't have the ability to connect when they actually do. As you witness here, we work through people. Our examples that we're giving you is each person gets to breathe into their bodies and start to open up their hearts to connect with the crocodile. And as they do this, they allow the stress hormones to start to adjust and the body adjusts, and they start to open up a space of authentic communication between two beings. By the end of a communication with a crocodile or any reptile, if you actually get to have that truthful connection, you will feel as if they are a being who actually cares for you and loves you. It's a really remarkable experience. We do this with the snakes a lot in the States with our own healer snakes. But here we're witnessing the crocodiles with each one. And what they get to walk through is they get to take that deep breath in and exhale out and allow the crocodile to come into their space safely. So we say, oh, what if the crocodile can hurt us? Well, what starts to happen in these exercises is we're actually becoming a safe space for the crocodiles to come into our space, which they are more than willing to do that if you are not a threat to them and you're wanting to actually connect with them. So here we ask, teach me something about my power. And what each person will start to do is align into what the crocodile wants to show them that they know about their power. And what this is they might get visions, they might hear something, they might see memories. Animals communicate in so many different ways. I want to share a little bit about what crocodiles can represent, and at least what they represented for this trip with these individuals in Egypt. We were really working on our desires and how do we get to receive our desires and what has caused us to stop these desires and why are they not safe and how do we get to create them to be safe and healthy and bring these desires into our lives. And so a crocodile in This setting is bringing in the ancient teachers and wisdom keepers of truly living life through lifetimes. That's what they are. They are seen as guides or protectors that can help people navigate spiritual realms or overcome obstacles. Crocodile spirits, whether they're real life or they're in energy form, this one happens to be in real life, is also denotes of inner strength and power. Therefore, they represent the ability to overcome challenges and to tap into one's own strength and resilience, which is what we've been doing for us to be able to embrace our power, know more about our royalty and our nobilities, and with the kings and queens of pharaohs of Egypt. And the crocodiles bringing in such ancient wisdom that's been passed down for generations and generations. They are a very ancient living being. Crocodiles have powerful jaws with many conical teeth and short legs with claws that are webs. They share a unique body form that allows their eyes, their ears, and their nostrils to be above the water surface, while most of the animals is hidden below. The tail is long and massive, and the skin is thick and plated. And so what this does is it brings in another aspect of duality, being able to be in our emotions and understand the depths of our souls. And that's the water side of things, but also being able to come into the physical, the upper worlds, the life of the world of what we live in, to be able to see and smell and have our senses also help us physically move through things. So strong jaws are also a representation of being able to powerfully grab and digest and chew up things that are important to us, to really get the nitty-gritty of the information of who we are, of what we're creating, of the life we're living. They are a reptilian that has the proof of being able to live in infinity. So infinite life. They are of prehistoric stage and even beyond. And they have come and they've gone through so many generations of humans and Earth, and they've been able to adjust. They've been able to rebalance. They've been able to evolve and keep coming into the infinite of life, which helps us become the divinity of who we are. How do we get to help our bodies be empowered and move through this world into the next spaces, each spaces? What I really loved about this experience is each person got to receive their message, but then they also got to work through passing on this delicate being. So they had to thank the crocodile for the message that they brought, and then they had to feel the energy of them disconnecting. And when you do this with reptiles or animals or things like that, or even humans really, but reptiles especially, they like to be very conscious, smooth detachment or of moving on to the next space. And so it helped people to not just jump out of the connection, but thank the connection, thank the space, and actually bring it to a safe close where the reptile then could easily move on to the next person, into the next open space. And so what this exercise also brought for all of us was, how do we get to keep our connections safe and close things out properly and open things up properly, instead of just leaving open-ended energy of us or somebody else out there. And that's very, very important as we move through our own lives. When the chapter's ready to close, how do we get to love and be grateful for what has been created and learned and experienced? And how do we get to delicately and openly and willingly and even excitedly open up into the next space without the two spaces mingling and getting overwhelmed or past coming into the future when you're trying to make something new? I love that each person, not only as they started to come into their space, but as they, especially when they went to hold the crocodile, that even the ones that were excited to hold the crocodile started to feel the fears that were built into their body. And what's interesting about fears is their perceptions. And our perceptions of a fear, we might be scared of an object we're looking at in front of us, say the crocodile. But the fear is actually layered with past experiences that our mind and body are referencing that could possibly be similar. And so when we can actually understand the levels of our fears, or that maybe our fears are projecting onto this crocodile, and it's not even the crocodile we're scared of, it's something that we were taught, like a snake gets a bad rap because of all the bad stories about snakes, right? So we automatically have this energy around snakes that are negative. And so the snakes actually get misunderstood right off from the get-go. And so we as humans move through fears in unique ways because they're layered. And how do we get to just sometimes breathe through that fear and forgive the space of what it was and what it might be, and allow for a new connection, allow for even you to be different as you create into this new space, allow your environment to be different and show you different, allow God to show you different, allow the beings that are coming in and out of your life to be different. And sometimes that takes a lot of courage, and you will feel the fears that keep you from doing that. Will they hurt you? No. Most of the time they actually won't, unless you try to act on them. Usually our fears, if we allow ourselves to just keep breathing and helping our body feel safe. Breath helps our body be able to feel safe. When we are scared, we hold our breath more, we tense up more. And so when you can bring breath into your body and into the environment and into the space, then everything naturally starts to adjust as safety. And then you can make educated decisions. Then the environment can talk to you. Then your higher self can talk to you. You're in a space where you can listen to that. Then the crocodile can actually talk to you. And you can say, oh, this was good and that was beautiful and now we're done. And move on before you get bit or hurt or something like that. Anyway, this is a really remarkable, fun experience in Egypt that I love to bring people into. And every single person that's ever come with us to Egypt has ended up holding a crocodile. And like I said, most of the time with our other groups, the crocodiles were actually not wrapped. And so I kept trying to get them to take it off, but they didn't want to this time. So we trusted it. But you still get to feel whatever that little one was bringing. And this was a really courageous little crocodile. We were happy with that one. And I'm really, really proud of everybody that did this exercise.